Awesome. Okay, thank you for that intro. And yes, I echo what Vishal's saying. Thank you for being here. Really looking forward to the content I have today. And as the title on my slide says, Dynamics Nav and Business Central, we are with a focus on LS Retail today, specific to advanced reporting and advanced analytics. And so today you should walk away, have a clear understanding of the difference between our offerings. I know Optimus has some really great year-end promotions going on around Jet and around their Dynamics ERPs. So if you're looking for something like you see today, the time is definitely now. So without kind of further ado, I'm going to continue on in our slide deck and introduce you to who Jet is and who we are and why we're here today as a representative of the advanced reporting and analytics you can get out of LS Retail. As a company, Jet has over 14,000 unique companies all over the world that rely on us for advanced reporting and analytics. And what that means for you is having made an investment into the Microsoft ERP, that you would be working with a company that has a very strong history in that channel and a very bright future. And that is one of the reasons that Optimus has chosen to use Jet for this piece, is because it's a tested, true solution that works with all of the Dynamics ERP and even has a very special project built specifically for LS Retail that we're actually going to be showcasing today. And so just so you know, Jet is the largest reporting and analytics provider to all of the Microsoft Dynamics ERPs. And again, that's really why we're here, is to show you a better way, right? The challenge is universal across all of the companies that we work with, is no matter their size, no matter what industry they're in, they all have the same challenges, that getting data in to a Dynamics ERP is very easy, very simple, very fast. Getting data out without being a technical resource can sometimes be challenging. And so that's why our solutions are so popular across all of these industries, is that we just make it easy for the average business person to get access to data without needing a technical background. Jet Reports is what we're going to start with today. And so what it is, it's an Excel-based reporting solution that bolts into the ribbon and allows you to access all of your tables, all of your GL accounts, all of your data structure within one reporting tool. So the idea of going to multiple reporting tools to just get access to your information, that's really a thing of the past with Jet, even just at the reporting level. Think of Jet Reports as a snapshot. What it does is it grabs your live data. It will allow you to analyze information across a date range or a specific business group, and eliminates the need to export information and manually manipulate it. That's really what makes Jet Reports so popular, is it's just simple, it's easy, it's live, and it comes with Jet Analytics as well. So Jet Analytics is the next step up, which we'll move into, but Jet Reports is where we're going to be starting today. So I'm going to exit out of this, and I'm going to go ahead and open up a new workbook to introduce you to the Jet ribbon. And so when I'm in Excel and I have Jet activated, I basically have access to any database that I have within my environment. So in my case, I have quite a few. I'm actually going to connect direct to Nav, so we can see that first. And so this is giving me a live feed, which would be the exact same for Business Central if you happen to be on that platform. And as Jet has a myriad of different ways to report on information, I'm going to be focusing on the most popular ways that our customers access information from Business Central and Dynamics Nav. In our case, we have the full tool set available because I am listed as a designer And so a designer is going to be the one actually creating the report, whereas a viewer, and Jet does come with unlimited viewers, a viewer can run and drill down into the data. Okay, so this is their window over here. So I'm going to start with fast financials. So this is definitely a very popular way to get access to that information because it's very quick. I can use this drop-down menu to include more information as I see fit. I can use this checkbox to have Excel create my column headers for me, and then it provides to me all of my natural accounts. And so as I scroll through here, I can just click on any of these. I'm actually going to build a quick income statement and then just drag and drop this into Excel. And so now instead of creating this particular report, I've actually taken a section of it, dropped it into Excel, and everything was built for me. So as you can see, maybe there's some formatting that I want to do where I want to break some of these sections up. But at the end of the day, it's a fully functional report. If I click run, I have some report options already built in. So I can change the date range, any of my global dimensions that I have, what company as well as what budget I'm running for, because I actually have that built into the report. And so I'll run this, and then now as a viewer, because now I can run and drill down, if I want to drill back into this data, I can choose to either drill into nav directly. So if I have access to nav and I'd like to make changes, you can actually set that up. The other option is a grid view option, and those are for your viewers who don't necessarily have access to Business Central or access to nav. And what it'll do is it'll pull up an interactive window that shows all of the journal entry numbers and all of the metadata associated with it. If I right click up here, you can see it saved my selections from last time, and I can choose to include or exclude any of this information, as well as use these columns as roll-ups. So I can pull my global dimension up here, as well as business group, and now we have this hierarchy that we've created within the drill down that we could even export back to Excel. So it's a very fast, simple way for the average business person to immediately get access to that transactional data, even if it's a live report. So as you go to close for month end or year end, the idea is to have some of these actually created and waiting to be ran and distributed. So I'm actually going to show a finished example of a consolidated P&L where we actually have some formatting. And so what I want you to think of Jet Reports as being able to do is to slice and dice data by rows. So we have our accounts in rows in this case. Columns. So we have our columns representing each company that we have. And then sheets. And so the sheet is taking it a step further where we have companies on sheets, and then our dimensions are being used within columns. And so that's really the idea, is you build a report, you get really the formatting in a way that you want it to be presented in, and then build in the report options for the user to interact with when they're running the report. And so in this case, we have obviously date range is an important one, but we also can change the currency. So it's a very flexible, fast, and easy way to access that information. And so for us, we've actually gotten so good at this. We have over 100 pre-built reports specific to Dynamics Nav and Business Central. And so I'll show you those here at the bottom. So this is our homepage, our website here. If you click on sample reports and you choose Dynamics Nav, which is Business Central as well, if you happen to be on that, you'll see over 120 examples of reports and dashboards that we've created for users to start basically day one having access to both reports and dashboards out of the box. So you're never starting from scratch with Jet. You're always going to have an immediate return on your investment, and be able to see if you're wanting to explore these very easily from our website or from Optimus, examples of what you're wanting to explore further. Okay, so this is a sales example. And so what this is focusing on is selling to our end users, like our end customers. And so in this case, we've used both Jet and Excel to create a graphical interface where now when I go to run this report, instead of maybe our top 5 customers, I could change this to top 10, rerun this report, and the graph will update for me and also update my information below. So now I can see where I'm at from a top 10 perspective instead of just a top 5. And this is a great example of one that would tie into your information specific to what you're tracking and allow you to read that information and pull it back into Excel. Creating these with Jet reports is actually pretty straightforward. There's a lot of different ways that we can accomplish that. One of the most popular ways, and again, that's really what I'm focusing on, is what our customers use the most, is this report wizard. What it does is it allows me to read every single table and field and view that I have within Dynamics Nav. And so as I scroll through here, I can really just choose what it is that I'd like to see in this particular report. So if I want to see maybe the customer names, the addresses, it's all really available right here. So I'll grab the name. Let's grab the customer number. We can grab, let's grab their, we'll grab their credits, see where they're at as a customer of ours, as well as their address, like their location. So grab their address. But again, all of this is available, so we can also see what amount they're at. I want the balance as well. So in any event, once you have that information, you can choose to filter as well. So in this case, maybe, let's see if we have state in here, which I think we do. So maybe we want to filter this by state. We'll just use a wildcard placeholder. Click this box, and now it's an interactive filter on the report. And then I'll group this information. We'll group this information maybe by, let's group this by address. And then we'll sort this by their total balance in descending order. We can add totals to the bottom and then have Excel do some of our basic formatting. So we have all this information together, so we'll click Finish. And then instead of building it just like we saw earlier, it's now built for us. We can add some kind of basic Excel functionality, go back to the Jet ribbon, and we can choose to run this in the background if we want. And then a window would actually pop up down here letting me know this report is ready to be viewed. I'm just going to go ahead and run it live. And then we'll see all of our customers in a group, right? And so that's really just kind of a quick and easy example of a way to access that information without, again, needing to be a technical expert, okay? And so if I wanted to share any of these reports such as this one, what I could do is I could access the automated scheduler here, and this will allow me to automate running, distributing, and sharing these reports. I can share this report as you see here, which is an interactive Jet report where I can drill into the data, I can interact with the filters, or I could send it as a static report, either as an Excel file or as a PDF. And so this is a very fast and simple way to automate your reporting that's native right in Excel. The other way that's actually quickly growing in popularity is called the Jet Hub. And what the Jet Hub does is it allows me to upload a report and view this information on any device that connects to the internet. So if I go into the Jet Hub here and I sign in with my username and password, it's going to present to me a personalized view of the information. And so as I drill into these folders, we can see that I have the ability to run, open, share, schedule, and even see the details behind this report. Under the Details tab, if I'm the owner, I can actually choose to share this with anyone in my organization that I've uploaded into the portal. I can also see how often this report has been ran. If I have multiple versions of reports like you see here, you can actually choose to restore this to where now it is the one that all of your end users are seeing instead of having to manually manage that for each specific user. You can simply upload or restore a new version of that report and it will be shown to everybody. This is the scheduler in the web, very similar to Excel, where we can choose how often we want this report to be ran, and then also whether or not we want it to be emailed or just sent to them here in the web portal. So very effective way to manage distribution. And as you see here in the upper left-hand corner, when we're in the hub, we have something available called the App Picker. So if I have Jet reports, I have access to this reporting tab. I have access to the scheduler, as well as the features that you've seen within the Jet Hub. We have an additional add-on called Jet Budgets, which is a very effective way to streamline workflow. And what we're going to be moving into next is dashboards, where this is a feature of Jet Analytics, where we can start loading dashboards into the web. And we'll come back to this in a moment. So I did, as we're wrapping up really what Jet Reports is capable of, how it works, what the features are, I did want to let everybody know as I work through this presentation, feel free to type questions in the Q&A box or directly to me, and I'll be sure to answer those as best I can as we go through the rest of this presentation to make sure that you have a clear understanding of what the differences between reporting and analytics would be. So I'm actually going to go back into the slide show momentarily. So Jet Analytics at a high level is a pre-built project for LS Retail that includes a data warehouse and a set of cubes. This is by far the most popular offering that we have for our LS Retail clients. And the reason for that is combining the information to do basket analysis or member analysis, all of those things in a traditional reporting tool can be challenging. And what we've done is we've allowed users to take Dynamics Nav, as well as any other database for that matter, into a true data management system that is automated and really streamlined for a business that's primed for growth and that maybe has some complexity to their key performance indicators that they have historically been challenged to get access to. So that's what we're doing, is we're moving it into a clean, organized environment. So now, instead of being presented with lots of tables and lots of fields and not really understanding how they all fit together, we place it in the data warehouse and organize it by subject matter, and then we take it a step further and funnel it into something called a cube. So a cube is just, simply put, the fastest, easiest way to access large sets of data instantaneously. And so Jet Analytics, again, is pre-built. It is designed for LS Retail, and it is designed to be installed within hours. In a traditional business intelligence implementation, this could take months, this could take years. For us, the advantage you have as a Dynamics Nav or Business Central user is we've pre-built this. So we'll install it. Optimus will actually install this for you because they have a very strong analytics team. So they'll install this, and then we'll work together to provide these key performance indicators and these measures that you've been looking for to quickly drive your business. So the difference between Jet Reports and Jet Analytics is Jet Reports is a snapshot in a period of time, whereas Jet Analytics is true trend analysis across all of your systems that's accurate, governed, and secure, and built for someone who just knows what they want. They don't necessarily know the underlying data structure. So to show you an example of what this looks like, I'm again actually going to open up a new workbook here. And we're going to connect to our demo cubes first. And so when I open up a pivot table here, I'll go down to sales, which is available in the LS Retail. And over on the right, this is what a cube looks like. So instead of seeing all of the tables that I have in Nav and all of the fields that I have, it's organized. So I have measures, and think of measures as just your numbers, your numerical values. And then I have dimensions, which are going to add relevance and context to the information above, to my numbers. And so let's say I was tasked with creating a very complex report that included sales, cost, profit, profit percent, and I actually wanted to see that information over time and be able to compare it to last year, as well as what locations are responsible for this, what salespeople are involved, all the way down to being able to drill into the sales invoices. I mean, it sounds like a mouthful, right? And so the true power of Jet Analytics is it's really right here at your fingertips. I can just click a few boxes. So we'll grab sales and our profit. We'll scroll down into our item categories. And then we also want to break this out over time. And you can see we've clicked 6 boxes. We have a fully functional sales report that's very flexible. So I can move this in really any way that I want and drill into the hierarchies. And so again, it's really designed to be as fast and easy as possible for the average business user. And so if I want to get all the way down into one of my items, double click it and immediately get taken to the posted sales transactions. Okay. And so that's really the power of the analytics tool. Is at this point, it would be up to me if I want to start creating, adding more to this. So if I wanted to see maybe a comparison to last year, it's just as easy as clicking a box. And I immediately have my performance indicators built into the cube. From here, I could start creating a dashboard where maybe I insert a column chart in this case. And I mentioned earlier that maybe I wanted to see this by company and by salesperson. So it's just as easy as adding these as a slicer to slice and dice the information. So I've added 3 here. And we'll move this over a little bit. But from here, it's up to you. So maybe I just manage 4 of these folks in just this one location. Right? And so all of the information's updating, and I could easily start creating a dashboard within this environment. As you saw earlier, we also have our own dashboard feature in the web, as well as we interact very well with Power BI for anybody who's using Power BI today. So next, I'm going to get into some specific examples from the LS Retail environment. This is a members points type report. And so what we're seeing here is the LS Retail Cube. And so same idea. Over on the right, you have your measures, which are your numerical values, just like we saw earlier, right? And then as we scroll down, we also see our dimensions. And so in this case, we actually chose member activity. So we wanted to see who's active, what kind of points they're accruing, and how many points they've accrued from sales. And all we did is we clicked those boxes. And so that's really the power, is you can create something like that very quickly. This is a basket analysis. And so we didn't necessarily create a visual off of this, but just to show you again, in our case, we grabbed the cost, profit percent, and sales like we did earlier. But in our case, we grabbed our basket by item category, and then actually by our variance. And so variant reporting is actually quite cumbersome and time consuming if we're doing it manually. But in our case, if I just click a box, I can actually choose what to include and what not to include. Oh, I need to connect to our LS Retail cubes. Okay, well, interesting. So in any event, this is really the power of it, is you're just clicking boxes to create these dashboards. The next example that I wanted to move to is some of our pre-built examples that we have. So this is a great example of a finished dashboard. So we've taken specific reports that we've created off of our cubes, and we've put it into a dashboard environment where now I can slice and dice this information however I see fit. And so for us, again, being kind of an LS retail partner, that's the idea, is that you're immediately getting out of the box dashboards that are built for your business. And this is really based on information that we've gathered over the years from our LS retail clients. This is the information that is most relevant and most important to them. Here is some loss prevention information for those of you who have an interest in that. This is definitely something that we've been asked for over the years, and so we, as a company, we've decided to deliver this dashboard out of the box. Okay. Here's another membership account activity. This one is a good one because it's showing us both the information immediately as well as giving us the option to slice and dice over time, so you can see how things are trending and really what specifically is impacting the business. Here's some details by dimension. So depending on what type of club they have, or what scheme, or what account type, again, all of this is pre-built and designed for users who are specific to the LS retail industry. So I think we've ran through all of these examples. So I'm actually going to show you, if you were wanting to create a sales type dashboard outside of Excel, you have two different options. You can use our dashboard builder in the web, which I'll show you here in a moment, where we can create, just like we did there in Excel, we can create these dashboards to be web-based and interactive. You can scroll through this. So this could even be a tablet or a laptop that can view this information, or you can decide if you would like Power BI to use Power BI with the same cubes that we have available within Excel. So this is our inventory cube. Here is our sales cube, so sales by salesperson. But that's the idea, is when you have a data warehouse and a cube set that's clean, organized, accurate, secure, how you view the information is up to you. So if you decide you like the Excel interface, you can stay there. We also have the dashboard builder in the web, as well as day one integration with Power BI. So we really, really love Power BI as a whole. So I'm actually going to open up our dashboard builder here. Let's get this on the right screen. Here we go. All right. So the dashboard builder, again, has the same access to the cubes as you had within Excel. And so nothing about this cube has changed. It's just how I want to design the information to be presented. So in the upper left-hand corner, we have visuals that we can choose from. And so I just chose a pie chart, dragged it into this environment, and then I'll just do the same with what measures and dimensions that I would want to see. So in this case, we'll do sales by salesperson. And then we can change this so we can give it a title, salesperson. Maybe I want the legend at the bottom, and we choose to include percentage points. And so now your graph is now updated to reflect that. This is a column chart, so I'll pull this in, and I'll show you an example where maybe there is a lot of information that we want to include. So let's say each item, right? So you'll probably have a lot of items, and then we want to see the profitability. And so you see here it's kind of clustered, but very simple for me. I can come over to the values section, click on profit, and simply filter on top 5, for example, instead of everything. So now we have our top 5 items by profit. Okay. And then we'll do a donut chart here at the end to kind of tie it together. Where we'll do sales by item category. So we'll grab our sales, and then we'll have our actual categories here. So we'll say sales by item category. Then I'll go ahead and drag this is a very popular one from our clients as well, the range slicer, because it'll allow me to view information over time as well as slice the information over time. So I'll grab both our profit and our sales and then actually pull this over the entire date range from my sample data. But you can see you could easily use this over here on the right to slice information, but it's also a visual. So we'll call this sales and profit over time. And then at this point, I could choose to continue to add to this. In our case, I'm just going to add some slicers here and load it to the web portal so you can see it in action. And then I'm just adding some slicers here so that when my executive goes into the dashboard, they can actually slice and dice this information by some of these pieces here. And then I'll add a title. We'll call this Global Sales. We can make this bigger if we want to. And then we have lots of different themes. This happens to be my personal favorite because it really makes the dashboard shine. And then when I click Save, this is actually now loaded into the web portal. And so when I go back into the hub here and click on our dashboard section, we're going to see our sales dashboards here ready to be shared. And so now I could choose, again, just like we were in Excel, what I want to slice and dice this information by, maybe zoom into our visuals and swipe through it like I was on an iPad. So very fast and effective way to create powerful dashboards, really just by dragging and dropping information. The same is true with Power BI. And so in our specific example, we have just kind of the salesperson analysis, but if I click on any of these graphs, you can see all that I did is I clicked a few boxes to create this dashboard. So for any of those who have used Power BI in the past, usually what you're starting with is a blank slate, and it's asking you where your data is. And so just to show you real quickly how truly integrated we are into Power BI, I'll open up a new dashboard here. And so again, so it's blank, right? It's asking me where my data is. And so I'll click Get Data. And then at this point, it would be up to me to manually create a dashboard. I'd have to know where does my information live, what databases do I want to include, how do I want to manipulate this information. But with the cube, when I click on the cube here, all of that work has been done for me. Mine happens to be local, but yours could also be in the cloud, so your database could be in the cloud. And then I'll open up the nav cubes here, and you can see any of these cubes now have a data structure that I can pull information from. And so over here on the right, so I'll just click any of these visuals here. Over here on the right, you can see the same cube, right? So I can say, you know, maybe I want to see sales and costs next to each other, and I want to slice that out by my company, okay? But some of the more popular visuals would be something like the map, where now we can see maybe specifically to sales and locations, where is that information coming from? You can see it's all over the world, but that's the idea, is that you have this map, and now you can zoom into the information and see where your sales are coming from. We also have, I mean, everything that you had within Jet plus some. And that's the reason some people choose to use Power BI as a supplement to our dashboard builder in Excel and in the web, is I can quickly and easily basically grab information and have more advanced visuals available to me at my disposal. So again, traditionally when you open up Power BI, it is up to you to create all of the links back to the information. But with Jet Analytics and the LS Retail package, that's really not the case. It's just simply clicking boxes, pulling information in, and either creating great reports or stunning dashboards and visuals. So at this point, I did want to pause for a moment. I know we've covered quite a bit of ground, and make sure that we've answered all of our questions and that it provides people an opportunity to ask questions so that I can potentially clarify or add more information to what I've shown so far. I do have some other examples that I could show, but I did want to kind of pause for a moment and see if there are any questions. Okay, we have one here around security. So security is, it honors what you have in Dynamics Nav. So it pulls right from those records. So the security is very tight, very seamless, and it integrates very quickly. And so that's definitely a huge advantage for anyone on the call today using Dynamics ERP, is that it does pull the security from that database. The question about clarity between designers and viewers. So just to be clear, a designer is someone who is creating the dashboard or the report. A viewer can slice and dice the data. They can also interact with the information and drill back to the transactions, as we saw earlier. So a viewer has quite a bit of power. And Jet, again, does come with unlimited viewers. No charge for that. All right, any other questions? Those were two really good initial questions. I don't see anything else yet. Okay. Looks like that might be it for now. Okay. So again, just kind of as a recap, we covered both Jet Reports, which is live reporting off of your Dynamics Nav, and that's really where we were showing some of the financial examples, the sales kind of basic example, and so Jet Reports is an option. Jet Analytics is where we were showing the cubes, we were showing the dashboards, we showed the LS retail examples where we got into member activity and store transactions. This is Jet Analytics, just to be clear. And so that does come with Jet Reports, but it is going to be your data warehouse and cube set. And as we alluded to earlier on the call, there are some specials and some discounts running on all of our products. So whichever one that appealed to you the most or made the most sense for your organization, we're more than happy to set up a personalized demo to go through more specific examples, as well as to work with Optimus to get you some pricing to make sure that you have an opportunity to take advantage of this before June is over. Our discounts do run through June in alignment with the Optimus discount, so just be sure to ask them if you want some more additional information on that. Okay. So I know we have about 10 minutes left here remaining. I'm going to hang out here on the call for a little bit longer just in case any questions do come up. But for now, again, thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much, Optimus, for inviting us in to potentially partner with your clients on their reporting and analytics endeavors. We definitely look forward to working with anyone on this call. And again, if there's any questions that people have that maybe weren't asked today, we're always happy to help with those down the road as well. So I'll pass it back to Optimus to kind of close out, but thank you so much for being here, and hopefully today was a good overview of what Jet can do for your business.